Hello everyone, welcome to BrainTech Analytics. In this Excel tutorial, we are going to discuss about some Excel shortcuts which an Excel user must know. And by using these shortcuts, when you work with a large dataset, it will take a minimum time to execute your output. And when you work with a large dataset and work in a real time, in any company with an Excel spreadsheet, by using this Excel shortcut, it makes your work so faster. So try to understand the concept and remember this concept and remember this shortcut so that your work will be get more faster. And these are the these are the most important Excel shortcuts, and this shortcut will be used the 99% of the time when you work in a big MNCs. So execute your work. So doing without any type of delay, let's start with today's tutorial. Here you can see I came with a small example, and one by one we are going to discuss about the Excel shortcuts. Our first question is how to move edge of the data. As you can see, I came with a small data set, and it can be applied when you go with a large data set. Okay. To make you understand, I came here with a small data set so that the shortcut whatever we are going to apply will be understood by you. How to move the edge of the data. So our first shortcut is how to move the edge of the data. For that, you can see in my data, in this data, my edge is now I selected this cell, and I want to move this edge from this one to this, like this to this, so that I am in my keyboard, I am pressing Control down arrow. You can see the position is changed. Similarly, if I go for Control right, you can see again it will come to it comes to right bottom corner. If I go for Control offset, then you can see it will again move the position. If I do Control left, again it will come to their original position. So by in your keyboard, by pressing Control down arrow, Control left, Control right, okay, Control up, you can change the edge of the or you can move the edge of the data. Next question is how to extend selection of cells. Suppose I want to select a particular column, then I go for Control Shift down arrow. You can see that particular column in this data will be selected. And for similarly, if I go for selecting a row, then if I then I go for Control Shift right arrow. You can see that row number 3 is completely selected. Like that, you can select the data from the entire column, or you can go for a particular row like this. Now coming to the next question, how to add a new line in the same cell. For example, here I am writing brain tech, and after I pressing enter, you can see it moved to the next cell. But I want to add the data in this cell after brain tech. So what I did, after making put my cursor after the tag, after H, and I am pressing here Alt Enter, and I can write analytics, and pressing enter you can see I am able to I am able to add analytics within the same cell after the brain tag. So by using this shortcut, you can add a new line in the same cell. Okay. Now move on to the next question is select entire row and column in this particular data. So what I did, from this complete worksheet, I want to add the complete column or complete row. For that, suppose I am going to select this. I'm selecting a particular cell, and this time I want to select the complete column part in this particular worksheet. So I am simply go for Control space. You can see that particular column is selected. Similarly, you can go for row section. So where you for row section, what you do, you simply select, instead of control space, you go for shift space, so that uh, that complete row will be selected. Similarly, now move on to the next part. Insert a new row and new column. Suppose I want to insert a new column over here, so that I go for control, okay, control space. You can see my first I selected this particular column, then I go for add a new column in this spreadsheet. So what I did, I go for control plus. You can see my column, a new column will be added over here. Suppose I am going to delete this, then I go for control minus. In my keyboard again, you can see that particular column is deleted. Similarly, if I go for the row part, then I can go for control, or sorry, shift space. You can see that particular row is selected. Now if I go for control plus, you can see a new row will be inserted. And if I want to go for delete, then I go for, in my keyboard I am pressing control minus. You can see that particular row will be deleted. So till now we cover how to insert a new row and column, and also discuss how to delete a row and column. Okay. Now move on to the next part, hide columns and rows. Okay, suppose from this particular data I want to hide a particular row. So what I did, I go for selected this cell and control shift down arrow, that particular cell is selected. Okay, then I want to hide, so that I go for control 0. You can see that geography column is deleted, right? Suppose I want to delete, or I want to hide a particular row over here. Suppose I want to hide the particular row which is 6. Okay, so what I did, I control, sorry, shift space, I selected, then I go for control minus. You can see that particular data from this row is be deleted. Like that, you can apply the shortcut for to perform this type of task. Now understood spaced special. This type of these questions we are going to discuss later, and the concept will be discussing the upcoming classes. At the same time, you try to understand the shortcut over here. Shortcut over here. Paste special means I want to select the complete range, then press the Ctrl C, so that I can able to paste this particular table. And after copy, here I want to paste as a paste special. For that, I am applying Ctrl Alt V, then press enter. You can see it. By using this shortcut, we are able to paste the data. Now next is learn the shortcut about transpose. Suppose I want to make the data in this particular data, I want to make all the data present in the column section will be showing me as a output in the row part, and the row part will be converted into column. So that what I did, I first select the all the data over here, control shift down arrow, then right arrow. You see all the data is selected, then control C. Okay, and what I want to do here, I want to make a transpose. So what I did, in the shortcut you can apply Alt HVT. You can see it will be transpose the data. The data which is available in the column part is converted to row, and the row part will be converted to column section. Now move on to the next shortcut. It's paste as a value. See, again I want to shortcut. Again I am going to select the data, copy. Okay, and what I do, I want to paste as a value. see. You can see in this data, in the total column, I have some data, and in this data is calculated by using some formula. So if I did Control Shift down arrow and Control C, and if I want to paste it over here, you can see the data whatever I get is wrong, because I am as there is some formula is applied. So by simply applying this or simply do a paste, you can see the data will be changed. So instead of doing this, what I go for, I am going to paste this data as a value. So what I did, again simply select the copy, and here I want to paste. So what I do, I press Alt ESV so that it will be pasted as a value. In my keyboard I am pressing Alt ESV, pressing enter. You can see all the data is now as usual present, paste whatever we copied before. Okay, now move on to this next part, is auto sum. You can, suppose I want to add the all the total, okay, from this range. So what I did, to select the auto sum, the shortcut is Alt and equal. At the same time, you press select this particular cell, and in your keyboard when you go for Alt equal, then pressing enter, you can see we get the output. We get the sum result. Now move on to the next part. Repeat last action, function F4. The shortcut is function F4. Suppose this particular cell I want to make a color yellow. Okay, and by using, and I want to make it this cell also yellow color, then I go for like to this way. But instead of shortcut also, you can apply to this particular, apply colors to that any particular cells by using a shortcut, which is in your keyboard. Suppose I want to make color this cell, then in my keyboard I am pressing function F4. You can see that particular cell is changed to yellow color. This time I want to make the change of this cell, then I again press function F4. You can see that cell color is changes. This time this one, then I go for again function F4. You can see as I can wish and at what cell I want to put yellow color by using function F4 in my keyboard, that particular cell color will be changes. So actually what it does, actually it will repeat the last action what I performed before. As I performed before, as here I performed before as yellow color, so that if I putting function F4 applying in my keyboard, then it will fetching the fetching the things which I perform in my last task. As in the last task I perform here and I put yellow color, that's why again it will be showing, or again we will apply here over yellow color by using a shortcut function F4. Now next last one is freeze pants. Freeze pants means you can see I have some column names over here, and if I go downside, you can see that column section will be go, or you can say it will be hide. But if I go for a large data set tomorrow, and if I go to down, then it will be more difficult for me to that data is belongs to which type of or which column section. So what I did to make it constant, that all the column section to make constant, okay, like math, science, this will be make it a constant. To make it constant, we can go for Alt W F F, so that it will make the first column section will be constant. And always try to and so before, if we go for this type of task, always try to make select the range which is down, just down to that particular column or particular row. You can see that particular row I am going to make this constant, that's why I am select this cell. And now what I go for the shortcut is Alt W F F. Press in your keyboard Alt W F F. F. You see, if I go downside, that column part will be constant. When suppose I have a large data set in future, as you can see, this one is a small data set, but you have to work with a large data set and you can go downside, then it will be the first column will be made constant, but the rest of the thing will be you can see in the downside. All the data can be so that it will be easy to analyze and easy to catch the data, so that you can catch the data that data is belongs to which columns. So it will be help you at the time of uh, at the time when you work with a large data set. So in this tutorial we are already discussed some shortcuts, and there are many shortcuts available we are going to also discuss in our upcoming tutorials. Till now, make it note and do practice from this dataset, and this dataset you will get from our description link. So practice well, do subscribe and like our video. We will see you in the next tutorial.